Coronation Street watchers, especially devoted Swarla supporters, were left heartbroken like never before after Wednesday night's installment ended with Carla Connor walking away from Lisa Swain. Fans of the long-running ITV soap were in floods of tears by the closing moments of the midweek episode. The legendary series, the world's longest-running TV drama, has never hesitated to deliver emotional punches, and Weatherfield's cobbles have witnessed countless births, losses, and weddings throughout its 65-year run. For a little over 12 months, Carla Connor's relationship with DS Lisa Swain has captivated viewers, and the pair, dubbed Swarla online, have become a viral favorite. But their engagement took a dark turn when Lisa's wife Becky dramatically returned from the dead earlier this year. When Lisa was introduced, she revealed her spouse Becky, also an officer, had supposedly been killed on duty. That story was blown apart a few months ago when it came out that the whole thing was a corrupt police cover-up tied to a criminal network. And Becky had actually been alive, hiding out in Spain. Ever since resurfacing, Becky has repeatedly shown up at number 6, slowly reconnecting with her daughter Betsy and relentlessly trying to reclaim her old family. Recently, she managed to edge her way even further in by convincing Carla to let her move into the house, claiming that dangerous gang members were targeting her. In the latest chapter of the Manchester set soap, Lisa discovered her very much alive wife drunk in the street, having helped herself to one of Carla's expensive bottles of wine and guided her stumbling back home. Meanwhile, Carla was left waiting at the Chariot Square Hotel, where she had reserved a lunch table for her and Lisa, only to be crushed when Lisa never turned up. Later, Becky had sobered up, cleaned herself off, and came downstairs in a dressing gown, confidently arranging takeaway food for herself, Lisa, and Betsy, just as Carla walked into her own home and was devastated to witness the cozy family moment unfolding. Lisa tried to explain, saying she was completely out of it, so I brought her home, and then I saw your missed call. Carla, I did try ringing you back. When Carla pointed out how miraculously recovered Becky seemed, Becky quipped, "Always was, wasn't I, Lise?" Prompting the underworld boss to snap. Don't start reminiscing about your glorious past. We all know you two go way back, long before I was ever part of this, but I'm sick of listening to it. She pulls this every time, Lisa. I want her out, now. When nothing changed, an enraged Carla snapped, "I'm the one getting in the way. I'll make this really simple for you," before storming out of the house. She did eventually return later that night, pouring herself a hefty glass of wine as she and Lisa finally had an honest conversation about everything that had happened. When Lisa reminded her that dangerous people were hunting Becky, Carla replied, "That's why I agreed she could stay here until she headed back to Spain. Except we don't actually have a date for that, do we? And you're not pushing for one because she wants her old life back, Lisa." Carla, growing more agitated, went on, "Why today of all days did she decide to steal one of my bottles and drink herself senseless? So drunk you felt you had to stay with her? She did it on purpose. Anyone with half an eye could see that, Lisa." Holding back tears, she continued, "And do you know what really destroys me? All those hours I spent quietly, patiently sitting with you while you grieved her, listening to how much you missed her, how she was the great love of your life. And then, just when we finally moved on, finally buried all that pain, she shows up, like some spiky-haired ghost at the party." Longtime viewers will remember Carla's turbulent romance with Peter Barlow, and how 2 Christmases ago she paid for his plane ticket because she knew ending things was the right choice. She found herself facing that same awful realization as she tearfully ended things with Lisa. Lisa pleaded with her to stay, but Carla insisted the real reason Lisa believed every word Becky said was because she still loved her. At that moment, Becky and Betsy walked back through the door. Carla murmured, "There's your escape route." She gave Lisa a final kiss goodbye and left, leaving the detective to collapse into her daughter's arms, sobbing. And Lisa wasn't the only one crying. Social media exploded with emotional reactions, praising the powerful performances from Allison King, who has played Carla for nearly 2 decades. One viewer posted, "How dare you, ITV Corrie? How dare you make me sob over a fictional couple splitting up? I have never cried over a TV breakup the way I cried over Swarla. Incredible acting from Ali and @Vix Myers. Their performances made it unbearable. A fourth fan asked, if today's breakup was this brutal, what nightmare are we in for on Friday? I genuinely don't think I can handle it. While a fifth noted, filming those scenes must have been exhausting for AK, VM, and the whole camera crew. Coronation Street viewers believe they've uncovered a brewing issue for Tyrone Dobbs, as both he and Fizz continue to struggle on screen this week. Fans of the ITV soap will recall the pair were left heartbroken in September after Tyrone was struck in a shocking hit-and-run. Viewers were stunned when the speeding car swerved to avoid Betsy Swain, only to plow straight into Tyrone, who happened to be walking past. It later came to light that Carl Webster was the driver, part of his ongoing car theft operation. He has stayed quiet about the incident and is now manipulating his sister Debbie Webster, cruelly exploiting her dementia diagnosis for financial gain. After the accident, Tyrone revealed he had lost all feeling in his legs. Following surgery, he returned home to continue his rehabilitation, though progress has been far from smooth. Cassie Plummer was shown supporting her son with his physio exercises until she received a message from Steve McDonald and dashed off immediately. Elsewhere, Fizz seemed overwhelmed, and instead of going home, she asked Tim Metcalf to drive her into town. Meanwhile, Cassie came back to number 9 to find Tyrone collapsed on the floor in agony after falling from his wheelchair. Since then, Tyrone has attempted to work again at the garage in an admin role, but his return has caused tension with Kevin Webster, who is dealing with the collapse of his marriage to Abby after her affair with Kevin's half-brother Carl. In Monday's episode, Fizz told Tyrone she was planning to stay with her mother, Scylla Battersby Brown, though in reality, she checked herself into the Chariot Square Hotel to get some much-needed peace. Cassie, meanwhile, accompanied Tyrone to his physio session and was encouraged by his improvement. But viewers think they've spotted the next twist in the couple's troubles after Fizz discovered Tyrone had been buying online games and extra add-ons. On Reddit, user Smokin' Bud wrote, "Today's episode gave us a second clue. He rushed Fizz through an important chat just so he could get back to his mobile game. He's also spent a couple hundred on games and blamed it on not understanding free trials. Anyone else think this is the next storyline? I can definitely see him getting hooked on a mobile game and blowing money they don't have." User Jolly Courage 7453 responded, "I didn't buy the trial excuse. I think he's bored out of his mind and treating himself." Another viewer, Dove and Chartreuse, commented, "I noticed it too. It feels like they're building toward a gaming or gambling addiction plot." And Riggers82 added, "I wondered if they're planning to run this alongside Fizz's perimenopause storyline and show her struggling to cope with everything." Coronation Street continues on ITV1 every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m., with episodes also available on ITVX and YouTube.